Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the
Backseat Critics.
I've got morons on my team.
Oh, really?
Yes. Look at them. All these poor, tragic people.
Welcome into the Backseat Critics, everybody. My name's RJ.
My name's Andrew.
And today we got a octopus versus dragon episode
It's a wild ride, folks.
called Descendants 2.
2017, directed by Kenny Ortega.
Our favorite guy that we've been pooping on for the past 3 episodes.
No offense, Kenny, but you're setting yourself up for this.
Actually, we should be real with the people.
Yeah.
Descendants, we didn't really poop on as bad.
No, it's actually pretty fun.
But this one,
No. Descendants 2 is the best movie ever.
okay, besides the octopus versus dragon, why is it
It's
the best?
It's a perfect movie. We have what's her name? We have Uma. We have Whoopi Goldberg. We have pirates.
Okay,
This
first
is
of all, we never see Whoopi.
okay. We
Sec-
do.
Second of all, Uma forgets her name like every 10 seconds. She has a song about it, so she can remember her name.
I forget her name every 10 seconds.
All we know is that there's a song, and she likes to tell people, sing it to people, constantly.
Just
What's my name? It's like
every scene that she's in, she's like, "What's my name?" and then they just break out into dance.
Do you think she has like one of those tags or something? Like it's written on her palm. Your name is Uma.
Do you think she's like she's just like the Disney version of like the guy from Memento? She's got tattoos all over her to remember just like basic stuff.
Uma. Your mom is Ursula.
You live on the aisle.
You?
By the way, really inconsistent. I didn't notice it until I was on my second run through that in the other movies they say that there's no magic on the aisle. Like this is just kind of like a well-known thing. And what's weird is Uma buys into it when Mel uses the wand on the dog.
I was just thinking too, like, reverse that for a second there. How is the dog still able to speak if there's no magic? Wouldn't that spell disappear?
Right? Because in the third movie, which we will be getting to on our next episode,
There's a spell that
Mel.
doesn't work. We don't need to go into it, but there's a spell that doesn't work.
Yeah. So, where do you want to start with Descendants 2?
Let's start with the fact that we have a crazy dream in the beginning of this movie.
The dance sequence where she's giving out poisoned apples and making everyone do the jig.
This dance, this stomp the yard dance.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha Psi. Alpha Sigma.
Everyone's just eating this apple. Everyone's dancing. Ben's dad is dancing, and he's trying to dance in the background.
Delta, 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 Sigma in the background.
Yeah, it's such a weird scene to open with. And then we cut to Mel with bright blonde hair, which, by the way, the actress's hair color is naturally blonde.
Duff Cameron.
Yeah, I feel like that they couldn't convince her to dye her hair for a part of it.
Maybe she had another movie she was doing during that time period.
That could be.
Or maybe she had something else she had going on where she had to have the blonde hair.
I could see that. I haven't looked to see what other movies she was in. Yeah,
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
You don't even know where to go with this now.
Because this was a perfect movie. I have no notes.
What do you mean you don't have any notes? You have notes right there.
Dude, shut up. No, these are notes for the Academy. I'm writing the Academy and figuring out why this wasn't nominated.
Because they don't have a Best for TV movie award.
They have a made for TV. They have to after this.
Wow. What I like in this movie, though, is that little high five that they did to Ursula for a second. Where they actually gave Ursula, like, the actual cartoon Ursula look. For her,
I missed that.
For her bar. Her sign is the actual cartoon Ursula.
Oh, I missed that. Huh, good catch.
So I was like, oh, that's a nice little yippee.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to figure out why Gaston's kid is hanging out with pirates.
I think it's funny about that actor is he's He's known for a lot of different stuff now since this movie.
The kid for Gaston.
Yeah, the kid for Gaston's son. I think he took off from here. Letterkenny helped propelled it a little more.
Oh, was he in Letterkenny?
He's in Letterkenny. He's one of the hockey kids.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's in the Mighty Ducks TV show that they made on Disney+.
There's a Mighty Ducks TV show.
There's a Mighty Ducks TV
You're
show.
kidding me.
They bring back Emilio Estevez.
I mean, okay. Yeah.
And he's the coach of the Ducks.
Oh, he's the coach.
The kid, the Gaston's kid.
Anyways, we're getting a little off topic here.
Yes, sorry.
So Cruella's kid.
Cameron Boyce.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. He's got a 3D printer in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Can print pretty much anything. Seems metals, plastics, fabric. He's Chad.
Chad, yep.
Is printing a crown with like the little fabric like inline on his. What kind of 3D printer is this?
I mean, we are in Oridon, where I guess magical realms can meet, where you can have the times of Jafar and the times of Cruella, and they meet somewhere in the middle there. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a Tarzan and Jane running around.
I was wondering where these guys are. Yeah, where's the kid for Tarzan?
To gather my thoughts on this, I think there's different realms, as in, think of this as Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
This is, Oridon is King's Landing, I feel like. And then the other realms around it are kind of like the other realms of...
Yeah, well, if you look at the beginning of the first movie, they actually show a map of Oridon, and they have like Skull Island, and they have the peak, the mountain from Fantasia.
Yeah, I need to take a closer look at that. I wonder if Mount Olympus is on there.
I don't remember seeing that. The only mountain I remember seeing was the one from Fantasia.
Now let's flip this back to Gaston's kid real quick. Why is he had no swagger or confidence that his dad does?
Yeah, he was dopey and stupid.
Mm-hmm. He was dopey. I could believe he's actually part dopey. He is more dopier than Dopey's son.
Now, so we do get into this in the third movie, but like maybe that's the other part of his dad. Maybe he just ended up with a dimwit.
It's very possible too. Maybe I'm speculating here.
Yeah.
Speculating. Hear me out on this. Or no, actually no, never mind, because he did say something along the lines of "my dad says by the air, they hate your dad" or something like that, doesn't he? While they're on the
ship.
He says
Yeah.
something
He's
along
like
those lines.
my dad says hello.
I was about to say, what if during that speculation here that the dad, what if Gaston was dead?
Okay.
Like he fell off. He married, Gaston impregnated one of the dimwitty girls that he fell in love with.
In town, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how we got this kid. I mean, he's blonde.
Okay.
We could have a blonde. He impregnated a
And we're just
stereotypical blonde.
We're just throwing timelines out the window.
Yep.
So
And speculation. And Beast still killed Gaston, but he did mention that Gaston says, "Tell your dad," and my dad says hello. Unless he's trying to do a little backstab at him.
that was kind of the sense I got, but again, he's one of the few parents that we don't actually see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'd never see Gaston.
Let's go over to one of the other new characters that we got introduced to the show, or this movie, Captain Hook's son.
Oh, yeah. The actor was actually dating Mel's actress during it, and they, I think, cut one of the scenes short because the chemistry was a bit too spicy. Was
Speculation is probably the Dizzy scene where we meet the...
Yeah, where he's...
stealing the money.
Yeah.
I think that was their only big interaction.
I think so. They might have had a little bit of something on the pirate ship at the climax with the sword fight. But yeah, I don't think it was like as one-on-one as that was.
Now he's got some sort of mindset that's weird in the fact that he has to have a hook.
But he's got both hands.
And he has to wear deep eye makeup.
This dude is trying so hard to be Jack Sparrow.
No, he's trying to be his dad.
He's trying to be Jack Sparrow.
Have you ever seen the Once Upon a Time Captain Hook?
I have not. I haven't watched Once Upon a Time, unfortunately.
That is kind of this Captain Hook version.
Okay. That's another character we don't actually see in this.
Captain Hook.
Yeah.
But this kid, what's up with the hook? And then they throw it over the water, and then like
He dives in?
I mean, if this was the hook from Hook, doesn't he cut off the hand and
Yeah.
put the hook on?
You would think so.
So
Also, let's get back to this. So the climax, they're sword fighting on a pirate ship that's docked, like 10 feet from shore, and these are apparently shark-infested waters. Ben is being pushed off the plank by Captain Hook's kid.
how many kids dove into that?
Right, and where's the sharks? Where's the sharks? And Captain Hook's kid dives in there to get his hook that fell in. Where's the sharks, and how many sharks
We have
are?
a few theories about this.
Okay, go for it.
One, we have Aquaman. They're all Aquaman. They all have the powers to talk to these sharks.
Okay.
Two, they're a shark whisperer.
Okay.
They just know how to tell the shark, go away.
Okay.
Three, the shark, they know how to fight sharks.
Oh.
They know how to punch them. They teach shark fu on the island.
Just punch them in the
They
nose.
Punch them in the nose. Just, what the? Sharky. Shark fu hooey.
By the way, don't actually do that. It doesn't work.
They're sitting down there doing the crane kick ready for it, you know.
Why don't we have that in this movie?
That would have made 10 times better. And then, or fourth, there's no sharks.
I absolutely buy that.
That is more believable at this point.
Or fifth.
Oh,
Fifth.
fifth, okay.
They didn't have the budget
To
to put the sharks in.
How do you not like have a fin on a remote control boat or something? How do you not have the budget for that?
It's also Disney, which is weird because like some of the costumes in this are not that well done, and you would figure for Disney kind of doing a popular movie, it was the second most watched original movie of all time after High School Musical 2.
I think actually,
Like, how did they not get a
pretty
blank
good job,
check?
Adam. In the sense of we are on the aisle more in this movie.
Oh, for
Correct.
sure, for sure.
From the first movie that we saw, from the first part of the aisle, is that they were kind of ran down. Like, it is the ghetto. And that's kind of the outfits we got in this. I
Yeah.
mean, Gaston's kid's almost wearing a burlap sack.
Yeah, he is.
So I think for keeping that going, I don't think they did that bad of a job for that.
Yeah, the Gaston's kid's running around looking like a Captain Caveman.
I mean, Uma looks like she's picking up stuff that washed up on the beach. I don't think that's that bad of a job, in all honesty, for the costumes then. If we're going to go from that aspect, if we're just going for the pure aesthetics of Disney, where they have that great
Yeah,
to
but there's some set pieces, like Uma's bar.
the sets were kind of bad.
Yes, yeah, it looked like a stage. Like
Yes.
you could tell there were studio lights. None of the lighting was like actually natural. The climax battle, that looked like it was on a soundstage. Just it looked like a soundstage.
Yeah, no, you can tell there's a lot of green screen in this one.
Yeah,
A lot of green
so
screen in
much
this
green
one.
screen. And man, we haven't even got to the pinnacle of this movie.
Well, the fight.
The fight between the
Right.
dragon and the octopus.
Let's hop back to the bar real quick.
Okay.
We should save that fight for the end.
Okay.
Let's give the people the little spoiler alert and have the fight at the end.
All
Give
right.
them, save the best for last.
Yeah, good thing we haven't been spoiling the rest of the movie.
No, not for the fact that there's a fight at the end between an octopus and dragon
It is the best part of the movie
that we brought up in the beginning of the intro.
because it's perfect. Return of the King, that battle did not hold a stone to this battle.
Yeah, but the fact in Return of the King where Aragorn goes in and goes, "Ride with me" to the dead people, that gives me the willies. Or the speech at the end where the King of Rodan, see, now I'm mixing the movies. Rodan?
Because they're so perfect.
The King of Rodan at the end when he's like hitting the swords, that's pretty.
Yeah, I do get chills on that. But how do you not get chills?
There's no speech in this one, that's why.
All right, so back to the bar.
Back to the bar. We are introduced to these new characters, Uma, Gaston, and Captain Hook's kid.
Yes.
There's no other
Harry.
characters.
Harry was...
Harry. There's no other characters inside this bar that we're introduced to, is there? I
No.
can think of.
No, because we're not even introduced to Smee's kid
Not
in
even-
this, which was kind of surprising, to be honest.
Especially with Captain Hook hanging around.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know what they should have done? They should have had the eels, like some eels in the bar, like a tank of eels or something.
That would have been perfect.
Because she has the 2 eels, or
Yeah.
2 eels missing an eye.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been perfect.
Anyways,
Disney, free ideas right here.
yeah.
You're free to have them.
Next time, just call us. We'll be happy to talk to you a little bit. Anyways, this bar scene where we're introduced to these characters, and we figure out that Uma forgets her name a lot with the song and dance that she does.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are our thoughts about the dance part, where she makes Gaston basically like a throne piece?
Oh yeah, and slides him
And
across the bar and like
yes.
sits on him.
What are our thoughts here?
This is what I don't get, because Gaston and Sleeping Beauty, I mean not Sleeping Beauty, but Beauty and the Beast is not a pushover. The dude is just kind of this force of nature.
He runs the place.
Yeah. But here, Gaston's kid is just a pushover. He's kind of a peon, and he's always just kind of being.
Sorry, there was a weird smell in my water bottle yesterday, so I washed it, and I don't know if I got it out or not. So I'm a little weary of it. It's not like a weird smell. I barbecued next to it, and the barbecue smell the aroma got kind of stuck to it.
Anyways, yeah. So Gaston's kid, I forget his name in this. This guy just is always being pushed over, and he's okay with it.
Like they throw him out of the bar after the dance scene.
Yeah. Uma sits on him. He's totally fine with it. He's the butt of a ton of jokes that he doesn't get. He doesn't care.
They even show him in the middle where now Evie, Jafar's kid,
Right.
Jay,
Yes.
and what's the name of Cameron Boyce's character? I cannot think of it. Carlos.
Yes.
Carlos.
Yeah.
The 3 of them go back to the aisle, and they're trying to teach. Oh, and they take King Ben with them just to kind of get them. They're trying to save Mal at the time, and because Mal decides that she wants to be bad again. She's having a identity crisis throughout this whole thing.
Yeah. She's freaking out about Ben proposing to propose to her.
Propose to the proposal to the proposal. I think it was.
Yeah. It was some weird level of.
Now they try to teach Ben how to be a bad, right?
Yeah.
We'll hop back to that in a second here. But the scene here where they run into Gaston's kid and they see a poster of King Ben, and he's trying to put the 2 and 2 together.
Mm.
And eventually he does.
Right.
But he tries to put 2 and 2 together, and it's like Gaston would have had. He's a hunter.
Yeah.
He would have had that dialed in.
It does not take that long. This is my opinion of what they should have done with Gaston's kid. Gil. I don't know why they named him Gil. Anyways, this is what they should have done. They should have made him Smee's kid. It would have fit better on why he's kind of the peon.
And why Henry can push him over so much.
Yeah, that's just my opinion, because it just kind of seems like they put him in there just to have that one line that hey, my dad says hi.
If you have a Gaston's kid, I feel like he should be the main villain of the movie.
Absolutely.
Over Ursula's daughter.
Yeah.
Gaston's kid should be the main character because he has a reason to fight King Ben.
Yes, and Gaston is a powerhouse in Beauty and the Beast. The dude's full of charisma. People love him. He's a hunter.
Yes.
So yeah, it's kind of weird that they wrote him off like this.
So that scene where they're dancing in the alley.
Yeah, chill like a villain or whatever.
Chilling like a villain. Yeah. King Ben sucks at dancing right there. That shows them like they should have tried to cut him out or something right there. He was
so stiff.
He was doing terrible.
Yeah. I think that was kind of the point, that he wasn't quite like fitting in with the villains. But
they had that scene where it's kind of like they have the move of Beyonce.
Okay.
If you like
Yeah.
to put a ring on it. Yeah, that song. Yeah, they had that kind of move in there, but Beyonce did it 10 times better, obviously.
Yes.
Even Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake did it 10 times better than Beyonce. But he looked terrible on that move.
Yeah. He was so stiff and rigid.
I mean, I hate to go down this route, and we might lose viewers for this, so you may want to cut this out eventually. He looked like the stereotypical white boy dance right there. Everybody else around him doing 10 times better. His voice wasn't 100% there with the song.
No, there's a couple parts where he did do good. There was like a second when they were like coming down the alley, where he was in sync with him. But yeah, other than that, he was so stiff.
In a matter of seconds, he learns how to steal wallets.
Yeah, that was the whole comment about, keep your hands in your pockets unless you're stealing stuff.
So there was a hidden high five in the scene where we meet Dizzy,
Oh yeah.
the evil stepmother's granddaughter.
Where was the high five?
High five when you're when they're showing the room around.
Okay.
There's a big portrait of something in that room.
Oh, I missed this.
Lucifer, the cat from Cinderella.
Really? I missed this.
Lucifer the cat. They have a big portrait and it says Lucifer on the bottom of it. There's a big portrait of Lucifer the cat.
That's crazy. I did
Mhm.
not catch that. Yeah, I was just, I mean, in that scene, like, there's just paint all over the place, just dripping and melting, like somebody just went nuts. So I was just sidetracked by just the mess that place was.
Well, I think it's funny too that doesn't Dizzy say something along the lines that she is there to basically clean up that area.
Yeah, she complains that basically all she does is sweep and sweep and sweep and sweep.
In that area.
Yeah.
Yep. And she makes those little bracelets and stuff later on, and you say, "Ooh,
Yeah.
look at me! Oh, Evie, where'd you get those bracelets?"
I got from Dizzy of the Aya. She just wanted to see her stuff on Auradon.
Yeah, I think you can buy better stuff on Etsy, by the way, with her and her hot glue gun.
Oh my god, she's just everything with that hot glue gun. I would be terrified to have her like cutting your hair.
Oh, she'll hot glue it back on
Yeah,
in a different place.
yeah. I feel like she'd incorporate hot glue with hair.
Thankfully, she didn't with Mal.
Yes.
Unless she hot glued the magenta onto her.
Oh yeah. So earlier in the movie, we have Carlos's dog, and he's just hanging around this dog, and Mel is giving him some edibles that will help him tell the truth.
Oh, and the dog came up and
Just ate the edible, and now the dog talks. What are we doing with edibles in this movie?
That was a truth serum to give to Carlos. I'm glad you brought this up because this is also a good part of the movie. But to give him to Carlos, to give the courage to talk to the fairy godmother's daughter, to ask her out on a date.
Yeah. That was Jane, right?
Jane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and he does finally work up the courage to ask her out. It takes about 3 attempts for that to work through, but yeah.
One more thing we should talk about before we dive into the fight, the great big fight. What about, so there's a weird dynamic between Mulan's daughter and Jay.
Yes.
And what kind of sport is this, and why is practice only like 5 minutes long?
Yeah, they do like 10 push-ups at the end of it. and
When
then
she
they
becomes
leave.
captain?
Yeah.
And why is it only like 10 minutes long or 5 minutes long? Like, even when they had the full-on practice, it wasn't that long. It was like, okay, let's fight real quick. Okay, good practice, guys. Bye.
Right. And they're just jumping up and down off these like styrofoam blocks.
Sword fighting.
Yeah, just sword fighting.
Was this a team fencing battle?
Yeah, like
So it is?
what are we doing?
The death sport from the first one made more sense than this one.
Yes. Yeah, I did. Also, I feel like this sword fight that we see at the beginning where they're practicing for their tourney or whatever, I feel like this was better choreographed than the fight scene towards the end on the pirate ship.
Which leads us to the fight scene on the pirate ship now.
All right, let's get into it. So Mel is and the crew are going to save Ben, who has been kidnapped by Uma, and yeah, we just get into it. She's Mel offers up a 3D printed version of the fairy godmother's wand.
Oh, we're talking about that fight scene. I thought we were going to talk about the dragon and the...
Oh no! Oh, okay.
Oh, so we're not to that point yet. Okay, so we're talking about this fight scene.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And they make some smoke bombs and stuff, and a large part of the fight scene
Ineffective.
is just completely ineffective.
Ineffective smoke bombs.
Yeah, they're just like different colors, and you can still see through them.
Yes.
It's pretty underwhelming.
Waste of time.
Yeah, and most of that fight scene was a choreographed dance and song, which if you're gonna have a fight scene like that, you don't throw in a song. It kind of takes away from the interesting part of a fight scene, you know? It was so underwhelming. And there were so many people just jumping into the quote-unquote shark-infested waters.
But it's going down.
Are you sure?
The wand or the crown.
And what's her name?
Yeah, see? She even says that in that song, too. She goes,
Yes, she does.
she looks and goes, "What's man?" After there's a scene where, Mao kicks a bridge for everybody to escape, and there's a little stare down.
Yeah.
And then Uma goes, "What's my name?"
There's this camera shot right at that where Uma's supposed to be like walking through the smoke, like walking out of the smoke, but you can see her at the back of the little bit of the smoke and just walking through. Like,
I don't even think the smoke is real either.
It looks CG.
That
A
looked
lot
very
of it.
CG smoke. Yes. So there was not even real smoke on the scene of that.
No.
Now, the big finale.
We're on a cruise ship.
Sharktopus
Sharktopus.
versus Pete's dragon
Yes, it was.
versus Elliot. Yeah, that's Pete's dragon's name is Elliot.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. So yeah, we're doing the proposal of the proposal on this yacht, and Mel comes down in her dress and is waiting for Ben to come down. And Ben comes down, and Uma is there with him instead. And he's chosen to go with her.
Well, hold up. Ben comes out, right? And he turns around. Mal goes and sees Ben. And doesn't he say, like, "I'm sorry" or something? They say something real quick. They have an exchange of some sort.
Yeah.
And then down comes Uma.
Yes.
And they fell in love when Ben had him, Uma. I can remember the names.
Dude, you're forgetting her name.
Uma. When Uma had him captive. Yeah, see? Forgetful.
Yeah.
No wonder why she has to say, "What's my name?" Because I forget it too.
Yeah.
But she comes down. And I was like, "What the bleep?" You know?
And her Ben's parents are like, "Oh wow, cool, a new girl," and they don't seem that taken aback by it. They're just like, "Okay, cool."
I think they are a little bit because they even tell him out, "Oh, we'll talk to him."
But their initial reaction's like, "Oh, cool, another girl."
You can tell everybody else on the boat though, where it's kind of like, this ain't good.
Yeah. And ends up that Uma put him under some sort of spell, and things escalate from here to the peak of the movie. This part was perfect.
There should have been tons of red flags too. Obviously, they can tell that he was under a spell when Uma's like, "Am I gonna bring down the the barrier?" I think that is what they call it.
Yeah.
She said, "We're gonna bring down the barrier."
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "No, you're not.
Yeah.
I'm bringing down no barrier." And then Ben's like, snapping back, go, "Dad, I am in charge."
Throws a little fit, and this escalates to the point where Uma.
Until there's a picture.
Oh.
There's that picture of
the
Mao.
stained glass window.
Pulls it down, and then that sets Uma off. Cover that back up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the fight.
Yes.
The great fight.
Dragon v. Octopus.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the worst CGI I've ever seen.
What I think is funny is that Ben just gives the beast roar for a second during this fight. Right?
Yeah.
And then just dies in the water. And just
Yes.
like, "Stop the fight!"
He dives into the water with a giant 30-foot octopus woman and a dragon on either side.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, this is a good idea."
Yes. I don't know what he is thinking.
No.
I guess that's why he's king. I just love how much water comes onto the ship during this fight.
Yeah, the whole deck is under like 6 inches of water once the fight's done.
And the best part is that after the fight's done, they continue the party and have a whole dance scene with water.
Yeah.
They don't even try to clean it up. There's no like royal person that comes to try to clean it up. They just party
They
on,
just
Wayne.
party on with 6 inches
Party
of water.
on, Garth.
Yeah, right.
You know, just continue.
And we get into the final dance sequence, which is
It's all right.
the
The song's not
it's
bad.
fine.
It's okay.
There's a lot of crane shots in this one.
I like the dance too. How they like got in close to each other in a circle, like went, and then went back out really quick. and did a little
What was that
dance,
sound
went
effect
back in.
again?
Huh?
Was it?
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh, okay.
They did a little bloop, made a little, got all close to each other and went back out in a circle.
It was very
circle.
folky. Very
Yeah.
folky.
Yep, it looked like a step dance or a line dance.
Yeah.
in this
Yeah,
one.
that's what I was thinking, yeah.
All right, initial thoughts on the movie?
It was a perfect movie. No notes. I just want to drop this quote that I wrote down. Serve your clams. These dishes ain't going to wash themselves. Uma. Perfect quote. How can you top that? This movie was a masterpiece, dude.
So,
I mean, clearly it's
what did we rank High School Musical 3 or High School Musical 1?
like a 1 out of 5.
That might be in the same ballpark
Okay.
for me.
So
Maybe a tad, maybe one notch higher.
So honestly, I would say I would maybe give this a 2.
I would watch this over the High School Musicals.
Absolutely, because there's stuff happening. There's octopuses. There's pirates.
But I'd rather watch the first one over this.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the first one is just a lot better made overall. So I gave it a 2. You gave it a what?
Whatever we gave High School Musical, just one higher.
Okay.
How about that?
All right.
All right, that's all we have. Yeah.
That is all we have.
Thank you for listening to the Backseat Critics.
Follow us on Twitter at The Backseat Critics. Or send us an email at thebackseatcritics@gmail.com.
We out.
Like or subscribe.